Today I'm working on the 95 F350 Powerstroke, and I'm replacing the radiator. This thing is it's original equipment, so it's 22 years old, and it's not cooling down as much as I'd like. So I'm going to replace this. Water pump seems good. Thermostat, I got an international one in there, so that's good. Everything checks out fine, but I'm still having some the heat takes a while to come down. So I'm thinking this radiator is just full of 22 years worth of scale and probably jammed up pretty good. So I got a new one off eBay. Gotta love eBay. So here it is. A little bit of grazing on the front, and the back looks pretty good. Looks like it rubbed on the box a little bit, or some packaging material, but all those fins look good. Just at an angle they look kind of rough. So very simple to change. I got halfway through the job and thought, hey, I should make a YouTube video. So here I am. The only hiccup that I've had so far is getting at this bottom hose, and that's only because you got to reach through the frame hole, which I'll show you in a minute. And other than that, it's a very, very simple job. You got these brackets here. You go like so. Take off the 3 nuts, which are there, and this pops right off. Can't beat that. Same thing on that side. Disconnect this hose for the reservoir, your top hose out of your water pump. Then you got to take off these bolts here. That takes this loose, and it's only set in at the bottom. So all you got is these 2 bolts up here, and then the shroud just comes apart. And then you got to lift the radiator out. But let me show you underneath here before I move on to the second phase. Alright, here's what I'm looking at. There's the bottom hose, right? And you got to get at it through this hole. So this is a 5/16 fitting. So I just use a ratchet because you can see it's got a little rust on it, so it's getting a little rough. So I'll hit it with some PB Blaster and put that monkey back on there. And then on this side, you got the bypass that fits on there. It's got a little nipple on there, and I don't know if you can see that. Probably not, but it's there. There you go. And then on the new one, you got the same thing. And then the petcock, that's how you're going to drain it. All right, so you flip that. There you go. This guy, loosen it, of course, and it's got a little downspout right underneath it here. And what I did was run a hose through here, this hole down the driver's side, and stuff it on that nipple for the petcock, and just drain it into a 5-gallon bucket, and you can see it just filled the 5-gallon bucket. But once you do the other down pipe, or the down hose, you're going to get another probably half-gallon out of there. So FYI. I'm parked on a hill, so I thought I was going to be safe. You don't get it all out, but no matter what you do, you're going to get the green splash surprise. So let me pull out this radiator, and then I'll show you what I'm looking at as I put in the new one. So give me just a sec. It literally took me about a minute to pull the old one out and the new one in. However, I will warn you, I can't really see it well, but down there you see the little light gap? That's the bottom of the fan shroud, and it gets caught on those nipples for the petcock, and I think it's the bypass. But other than that, chunked right in. So put the caps back on, bolt them down. This one on as well. Hook up 3 hoses. Put these 2 bolts back in for the shroud. In fact, I can put that puppy in right now. There you go. It's in. Put the bolts in that. I just put that shroud in one-handed, so it's not hard. Put these bolts back in. Put the 3 hoses back on. Check the petcock underneath, because that's going to get messy once you fire this puppy up. Bleed this rascal out, and that's it. So, looking at the old one. Here's this bypass valve I was telling you about. I think it's a bypass. Somebody leave a comment and correct me. I'm sure I'm all screwed up. Here's the petcock I was telling you about. It's got a little spout underneath it. This is your trans lines. I have a aftermarket trans cooler, so I just cut those off. And this is the down pipe I was showing you, where you go through the hole and give the hose clamp. This one's been seeping and I knew it had a little bit of water loss, especially on a day like today where it's, you know, 82 degrees or something like that. And I know if you're down south, 82 degrees doesn't sound like much, but up here in northern Michigan, it's hotter than hell. But yeah, so I got this turd out. Go ahead and throw it in the round file and be done with it. This side looks pretty bad. Looks like I got some mud daubers or something trying to take up residence. But looking at this radiator makes me think, no kidding, it was starting to run hot. So there you go. Out with the crappy, in with the new, and I should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and end it now because 3-hose clamps doesn't really require a tutorial. This job, draining the radiator, now granted I did it hot, so you know, I just kind of let that downspout pour into a bucket. In fact, there's a little tube I fabbed together. The clear tube wasn't long enough, so I added a little piece of this black tube. Just let it hang like so, fill the bucket. There you go. Go and have a sandwich, come on back. Disconnect these 3 hoses. You got 3 bolts on either side, the 2 for the fan shroud, and that's it, man. Really, really simple job. So if you got a Powerstroke that's running kind of hot, inexplicably, you might want to investigate a radiator, or if you got one leaking. I picked this up off eBay for like 120 bucks. Factory original. It's got all the factory stickers on it and everything. So easy day, right? You gotta love it when it's an easy day. So please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of these videos, and let me know if there's a video you'd like to see. Maybe I can give that a go. Until next time, this is Northern Michigan Living saying have a good one.